Hey there, listeners, and welcome to Film Jot Reviews It Ch.2, sequel to the surprise hit of 2017, It, which followed a bunch of kids in a small town who are being tormented by an alien creature that has taken shape of a sinister clown. This movie follows the same group of characters from the previous film, but now 27 years has gone by, and the grown-up characters have returned to their small town to hopefully put an end to the evil dancing clown Pennywise. Let me start by saying that however you felt about the first movie, you will probably feel the same with this film. Bringing back the same creative team guaranteed a parallel feel between the two films that is very seamless. However similar the structure may be, I do think the first was more focused than the sequel. The first movie is really about a group of kids fighting for their lives, while this movie has a lot of moments to convey, making it a tad too long but hard to edit down. Standing at 2 hours and 49 minutes long, just a hop and a skip short of 3 hours, thinking back to every scene and how it ultimately works in some way for a character or progression, it all comes down to having so much in the film that it doesn't feel focused. But the team behind the movie knew that trying to split Chapter 2 into a possible third film would ruin the flow of trying to wrap up this story. And it definitely doesn't help having a large cast of 6 characters and trying to make them all equally important. However, with the extra time, I do think we get a better feel of everyone compared to the first time around. Plus, the performances are a great improvement over the original 2-part TV series version, where the adult half was the absolute worst and hardest part to get through. This new rendition gave us characters we can care about with performances that can carry the film. While I'm on the topic of character and performances, I should probably call out a few. Bill Hader plays adult Richie, who was the kid in glasses that made inappropriate comments all throughout the first movie. And in that movie, I thought the character was very one note, but the writers managed to take that character and deepen him, showing us an oppressed side of Richie that I don't want to spoil for everyone, but Hader kills the comedy and seriousness of the role, stealing the show and possibly becoming everyone's fan favorite of the film. James McAvoy is adult Billy, who was more of the leading character in the first film, and for the most part still is in this film. Although I didn't think I got more from the character himself in this movie, McAvoy is personally a treat to have on screen. I enjoy all his performances and was thrilled to have him in this movie. Last but not least, James Ransone as Eddie, the easily frightened germaphobe, recaptures the character and performance of the younger self so well that aside from the obviously visually distinguished characters, you know who he is from the original group from beginning to end. Although the character may seem very one-note, the performance to character fits so naturally that it's hard to think of anyone else for the role. Although I didn't mention the other half of this cast, it's not because they were bad or anything, just that you get what you'd expect from the rest, and it works in the film, just nothing that I thought was worth shouting out about. If you're a fan of the kids from the first show, you will be delighted to know that There are a fair amount of flashbacks in this film that you can kind of piece together an It Chapter 1.5 out of it all, which was a pleasant surprise. Also, like the first, the movie doesn't overuse jump scares. It has plenty of creepy, unsettling, and gross horror elements that it will linger with audience members for days to come, and sets itself aside from cheap horror films to something a bit more special and reasonable to watch. Overall, although it's long and more moment-based than story, I still did enjoy this film very much. I think that although not perfect and arguably not better than the first, there's still plenty of things that work, from multiple scenes to characters that move the movie along, that fans of the original should see it, and general horror fans can enjoy it. Unless you absolutely don't like horror or being scared, then I don't recommend it. But anyone else, I would say go for it. Even if not in theaters, just whenever you come across it, just give it a shot. Anyways, that's enough of It Chapter 2. Make sure to let me know what you thought of the film over on Twitter at FilmJot or Instagram at film_jot. Thanks again to anyone for listening, and until next time, this is FilmJot. Stay friendly, you guys.